All right. Shall we go into your story, Daniel?
Yeah. Well, my story is nowhere near as long as yours. Mine's short and
mine
sweet.
was very long. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah. But I think yours is different than mine in a lot of ways because, like you said, you were the first person that you knew around your circle of friends that went vegan. For me, I feel like it was a bit easier in some regards because through you, I knew you as a vegan, but then I also met a lot of other vegans. So it wasn't something that was so different for me. Like, so, you know what I mean? Shocking. And like, yeah, I did have like quite a few friends that were vegetarian growing up, all this kind of stuff. So it wasn't as big of a shift. A lot of stuff, though, I learned along the way. And I think it's an interesting one because you mentioned about how you went vegetarian for like a week after that course or whatever. It's so funny. I also dabbled in I call it dabbling, but like in vegetarianism a few times while I was growing up. I don't remember the exact ages, but I remember they were just really terrible attempts. I say attempts because like, I can't even remember why, but my parents always make fun of me about this, but I remember there was one time I went to my parents and I was like, look, I really don't want to be eating meat anymore. I want to, be vegetarian.
Do you know how old you were?
I think I was around, I want to say like 14 or 15.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And I talked to my parents. I think they probably know the exact age. I can't exactly remember. And basically I think I lasted like a day or two. And then my parents were making like, bacon and eggs for breakfast or something. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll have, and it's so pathetic when I look back, but it just shows that I was already starting to think about it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then I went a long, long time not really thinking about it that much. And then it was kind of in the back of my mind. It's always kind of, not always, but like for a long time, it's been in the back of my mind, just thinking about animal rights, what really goes on. Do I feel okay eating an animal? But again, I think that the way that it's packaged and the way that it like, even like you said about the way that we call like burgers and things like this, they make it seem so distant from animals. So it's harder to make that connect that this is actually a cow that I'm eating. This is actually a pig, everything else. And then it's a weird one for me because it was almost like a switch that happened for me. And it was also when I moved to the UK. I did my first year at Newcastle University. And I remember distinctly, I went into a Subway. And I think I've said this story before. So I went into a Subway and I ordered this like sub. I was a student at the time and I got this like, it was like the cold cuts combo or something like this. And I think I had just watched some video that you had sent me about like factory farming. It was like a short thing on YouTube, I think.
Oh, you watched a video I sent you?
Well, I used to back in the day, not anymore. Seriously, guys, I'm scared for after this podcast. I'm gonna get a phone call. And yeah, so I had this sub and I'd like literally just watched a video about factory farming. And I remember sitting in the Subway about to eat this sub. And then I just remember like, it just flicked like a switch. And I was just like,
what?
Yeah. I was like, I don't feel right about this. I honestly just don't feel good about eating this. And I don't want to eat this. I don't want to eat this sandwich. And I know this sounds stupid, but I like didn't end up eating it and I threw it out, which is a waste of food. I know, but I remember distinctly this happening. And I was like, okay. And to be fair, up until this point as well, I was only cooking vegetarian meals in my house because I don't like cooking meat either. I would only get it when I went out. So like when I was in Newcastle, I never I wouldn't. And I also was scared of undercooking meat as well. Cause like you have to be careful with like chicken and pork and all this. So I just I'm not going to cook it. And after that, I was just like, no, I don't want to eat meat anymore. And I think I texted you actually. I'm pretty sure I texted you like that day or the next day.
I remember you did not tell me. I swear you didn't tell me that you weren't eating meat for like a month. Yeah. And maybe because like you were feeling, you didn't feel like you were 100% maybe. So you let me know about like a month later or something. And you were like, I haven't eaten meat in like a month. And I was like, what?
Yeah. But it was such a weird thing for me. Again, it was like, I was also having like a kind of identity crisis in some way because this whole time I'd been eating meat and it's never really thought too much about it. And then also I probably waited to tell you because I'd also realized in the past I've tried to do this and I just never succeeded. So I was just like,
you didn't want to flip flop.
Exactly. I didn't want to be like all over the place. I also still ate fish at this point, like seafood and stuff. And then
was it
2015, and then end of 2015, I moved to London and me and Rose started living together. Which was amazing. And
so you were pescatarian, eating dairy and eggs at this point, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was I was pescatarian.
Yeah, you're pescatarian. Yeah.
And then I moved in with Rose, and to be honest, like Rose would cook a lot for us, or we would cook together. So basically, already there, I was eating so much vegan food. To be honest, like, and then when I was going out, I'd obviously just get like vegetarian meals and stuff. And then I remember we went to we went to Veg Fest, right?
Yes.
And there was a promotion going on, which was Veganuary, go vegan for the month of January. And Rose turned to me and she was like, Daniel, do you want to try this challenge or something? And I was like, yeah, why not? Let's do it. Because I was pretty much eating mostly vegan at this point anyway, because of living with you. And then did it for the month of January. Felt really good. Watched some I think I watched some documentaries. I watched like Cowspiracy and a few others. So so January, it would have been January 2016 that I became a vegan.
Oh, God damn.
God damn.